Our guest today at MoneyShow is Mike Cintolo, editor of Cabot Growth Investor and Cabot Top 10 Trader. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Zach, good to be here.
Could you give us an overview of your investment strategy?
Sure, I'm a growth investor. It's really more of a trend-following growth methodology that combines some market timing, obviously stock selection as well. We use both technicals and fundamentals. So obviously I am looking for good charts, things in uptrends, low risk entry points, that sort of stuff. But we also combine it with, sales and earnings growth, and then some subjective measures, including, the potential of a stock story, barriers to competition, that sort of thing. It's really based on the models of prior big winners over the past many decades. We're just trying to fit as many criteria from those into current situations to find the next big winner.
Awesome. At the start of the year, you chose Arista Networks as your favorite stock for 2017. Since then, the shares have risen 55%. Could you explain the original rationale behind choosing this stock?
Sure. Well, first of all, for the market, the post-election blast-off last year to us was sort of almost an emergence from a mini bear market. The sort of mid-2015 to right through the election was 15% consolidation in the market, but then many sectors got killed, a lot of damage done. So to us, it was almost a little bit of a reset. So we kind of viewed it as 2017 was going to be a bullish year, especially for growth stocks, which really hadn't done too much in the prior couple of years. In terms of Arista itself, it was looking like a new stock, just came out a couple of years before, IPO'd. And it looked really like every few years you get a sort of a new networking name that's sort of the next Cisco, so to speak. And Arista was really built from the ground up for the cloud and data center environment. In fact, some of their executives came from some of the big wigs in the industry. So combine that with, a good chart, like I said before, strong sales and earnings growth. I thought it had great potential this year, and so far so good.
Awesome. Could you share an overview of developments at Arista since the start of the year?
Well, yeah, the main couple developments, just great couple of quarterly reports. It's still growing 30 to 40% top and bottom line, which is obviously the big thing. They have had some legal battles with Cisco, mainly patent disputes, not so much lawsuits per se. But on that note, they've gotten 2 or 3 sort of positive rulings. That's obviously helped the stock as well. So it's really just sort of steady as she goes business-wise, and then removing some of the risk and the cloud of uncertainty when it comes to some of the legal battles and whatnot.
Given the stock's strong performance so far this year, do you still recommend it as a buy?
That's a good question. So the stock just broke out from sort of a 2.5 to 3 year post-IPO structure in February. So longer term, it would be unusual for it to top right here. So longer term, in that sense, I think it's a buy. Shorter term, it's kind of been running without a correction like a lot of growth stocks actually, since that big February breakout. So it's been many months. So shorter term, I'd be a little bit more careful. I'm not opposed to starting small, using a tight stop, maybe trying to shoehorn your way into it a little bit if the stock keeps going higher. So officially, I would say it's probably more of a hold than a buy, but longer term, like I said, I do think there's more upside ahead. Whether there's a correction first, time will tell.
All right, this is Zach Levine with MoneyShow, and we've been speaking with growth stock expert Mike Cintolo. Thank you for your time, Mike.
Thanks, Zach.